What if I told you that the most shocking moments in Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding, the betrayal of kings, the fall of great dynasties, none of it was invented from scratch? Almost every jaw-dropping twist George R. Martin ever wrote has a bloody fingerprint from real history, and no civilization left a bigger mark on Westeros than ancient Rome. We're talking about an empire that lasted over 1,000 years, filled with assassinations, mad rulers, political backstabbing, and catastrophic collapse. Sound familiar? Today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how the Roman Empire built the foundation for the greatest fantasy saga of our time. And honestly, once you see these connections, you will never watch Game of Thrones the same way again. Before we dive in, George R. Martin himself has never been shy about where his inspiration comes from. In multiple interviews, he's talked about how real history, particularly Roman and medieval European history, shaped his storytelling. He once said that history is written in blood, and the best fantasy is too. Martin studied journalism and history, and he's spoken at length about reading ancient historians like Plutarch and Suetonius. He didn't just borrow a few names or aesthetic details. He took the structural DNA of Roman politics, warfare, and collapse and wove it directly into the fabric of Westeros. So let's start with the most obvious parallel. The War of the Five Kings is the central conflict in the early seasons of Game of Thrones. After the death of King Robert Baratheon, 5 different claimants rise up to seize the Iron Throne. You've got Joffrey Baratheon, Stannis Baratheon, Renly Baratheon, Robb Stark, and Balon Greyjoy, all fighting simultaneously in a fractured, chaotic civil war where alliances shift constantly and no one can be trusted. Now rewind about 2,000 years to Rome. After Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, the Roman Republic tore itself apart in a series of devastating civil wars. You had Octavian, Mark Antony, Lepidus, Brutus, and Cassius all vying for control. Before that, the earlier civil wars between Marius and Sulla in 88 BC ripped Roman society apart in eerily similar ways. Generals turned on each other, the Senate was powerless. Entire legions switched sides based on who offered more gold or glory. Martin has essentially taken this period of Roman history, where legitimate governance collapsed and raw power became the only currency that mattered, and transplanted it into Westeros. The message in both cases is identical. When the center falls, everyone with an army thinks they deserve to rule, and the common people pay the price. Now let's talk about the moment that traumatized an entire generation of television viewers, the Red Wedding. In Season 3, Robb Stark attends the wedding of his uncle, Edmure Tully, at the Twins, the stronghold of Walder Frey. Under the sacred protection of Guest Right, Robb, his mother Catelyn, and his entire army are massacred in a premeditated act of betrayal. It is brutal, it is shocking, and it has a very real historical echo. On March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March, Julius Caesar walked into the Roman Senate, a place where he should have been safe among colleagues and allies. Instead, he was surrounded by 60 conspirators, including his close friend Brutus, and stabbed 23 times. Caesar had been warned, he ignored the warnings, he trusted the institution, and that